Hey, good morning. Monday morning. Is there any better day? Good morning, Orby. What's up? How was your weekend? My phone died over the weekend. The screen turned purple and then no more. I didn't know what happened. Hey, Captain Jetlag, and Passenger, and Pie Master, Lurib, Zealin, all you wonderful people. Ghost in the Shell, eh? It looks pretty cool. There's some pretty cool designs in there. I watched the trailer and it made me want to do some sci-fi stuff. We gotta get into that again. Good morning, Passenger. Yeah, my wife, she had a fashion show, uh, kids fashion. So now finally, she can relax. Her show was on Saturday. Now she can not have a crazy period of running around and fixing absolutely everything. All right, cool. It looked really good, Orby. All right, how about some topics? Throw them my way and let's get it on. Also on a Saturday, by the way, it was really nice weather. It was like for the first time you walked out the door and you felt the heat compared to walking around in cold, right? Hey, Master 7777. Oh, thanks for the host. Kuru, good morning. Michael Rachel, good morning. The Throne, which is pretty cool. Stardust Forest Keeper in space. I hope it's number two. That sounds cool. Captain of the Fleet. That's cool. The Traveling Minotaur. Huh. Orby, yeah. Definitely. Sunshine. Right, let's see. Oh, it's number one today. Number one hasn't happened in forever. The Throne. Novio Art, thanks for the auto host. Let's see. The Throne. The Throne. Michal. Oh, that's fantastic, Michal. That's like medicine for the soul. Good morning there, Bard. How's it going? Right, is the timer on? Timer's on. All right. The Throne. For me, I associated it like an actual throne, but I didn't want to do an actual throne. Then I was thinking about the throne as the king, and it made me think about like a goblin king or an orc king. So that's what I want to try to do today. So the heir to the throne or the king, you know, that's became my association of the throne. I didn't want to do a throne. I felt like doing line art, and doing a line art throne might be a little bit boring. So I'm making it like some sort of goblin king. Maybe he should have a crown on, mixed with the helmet. We'll see. Hey Svensson, good morning. Eric, good morning. Good morning. Atski. TMH Lava, thanks for the host. Passenger, yeah. Over here it was quite foggy as well in the morning, and and very chilly. Um, not cold, not like as in winter cold, but let's try actually let's try another way of sketching today. Let's make it messy. Let's not have clean lines. Um, let's have it just, I don't know. Let's keep drawing on top of it and see what happens. Probably gonna be erasing or painting, or I don't know. Let's not have it super clean. Yes, I was looking today on Facebook before the stream. So I was looking at Facebook before the stream, and I was looking at there was this one guy who's a senior concept artist at Blizzard, Jamaro Kindred, and he started he wanted the support for his YouTube channel. I guess he's going to be putting stuff on there. There seems to be a lot of people want to get on YouTube lately. Anyways, I'm not like, just to clarify, I'm not complaining or anything about him, not at all. And what I'm going to talk about has nothing to do with him, just to make it clear. But a lot of people, like, probably I am guilty of it as well to some degree. Like, there's always people wanting traffic, but not a lot of people give back. It's like wanting critiques. Like, a lot of people want critiques of their art, but how much are they actually, critiquing others? Everyone says, "Oh, it's great to get feedback," but how much feedback do they give themselves? And it's an interesting catching jet lag, a good one. It's interesting, this kind of want behavior in people, while there's a lot of people who don't want to put the effort in. The same with like I mentioned, this guy who wanted his YouTube channel to get more traffic. I wonder if he, in return, will go and give that love forward. Like, click on some subscribe buttons himself, or will he just kind of ask for things without giving? Like I said, I'm not putting him down or anything. I don't know at all what he's going to do or what his ideas are. So I mean, I need to prefix that with like, I don't know what his idea is, so I can't say what he's doing and not doing. But it's a classic thing on internet, I think, where people ask for a lot of things and don't give back. And for me, I think you definitely gotta give to receive. Citizen art. Yeah, I know about. Let's take that example. Like, I don't know what to say. You don't need to be a professional to give feedback. I mean, if you're worried about, for example, giving feedback, you can say, "Oh, I'm probably not the most experienced artist, but here's my thoughts," and you can just give them your thoughts, right? There's nothing that says that you have to be super accurate when giving critique. I mean, obviously, if you're saying, "I'll do a paint over for you," you're kind of putting yourself on the spot, uh, in that sense. If you think about it, like, if someone says, "I'm going to teach you a lesson here," then it might be good to know what you're talking about in that case. But I mean, everyone appreciates feedback or critique. But what I think is also important is give good with the bad. A lot of people, for example, when they're talking about critique, it's like I don't know how to tell what's bad in your art. You don't necessarily always need to say what's bad in the art. I mean, it could be constructive. It could be just positive, saying, "Oh, I like this. I don't like that." Uh, I don't know. It's tricky. Hey, Mr. Panka, you're back. Great to have you back. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, this giving feedback or critiques or wanting without giving. Um, yeah, it's odd. And by the way, I finally have some spare time to breathe, and I'm gonna get to the prints. Don't you worry, guys. They're coming. My apologies for being delayed, but I got hit by some extra stuff I needed to do, juggle stuff. So now I can finally breathe, and I'll get straight on it today after work. Those prints are coming. Rest assured. There's something to be said about doing line art like this, like messy and like it's like doing pencil art in a way where you don't really care. You just can explore and draw on top and things. Michal. Yeah, I mean, just to be clear, I'm not telling you guys that you need to start giving more love on Discord or anything. I'm like dropping any hints. If I think that you guys should be more active, I will literally tell it like it is. So don't worry in that sense. You should do definitely what you feel like doing, and if it feels right to give feedback, you should give feedback. But I'm not I'm not saying that anyone should unless they want to. So just to clear that out. Well, that's great, Mr. Panka. Well, I'm glad that you're back and that you got some more time now. I think a lot of people tend to get that, like this bouts of stress that you got to go and clear stuff out until you can start breathing again. Um, I hate like pushing something too hard and doing it half-assed. So I always like the idea of like putting something on hold until the rest is fixed, and then I can give it full attention. I don't like running around like a crazy person. I like accuracy and things like that. So whenever I get swamped with work, I put things aside until I can think again, and then I'll just go down the list. I hate the idea of doing something half-assed. And for me, in order to be sane, I pause stuff so that I can focus. Kuru, yeah, that's another interesting um, another interesting point of people not wanting feedback and people getting hurt. I mean, fair enough. I mean, if you would be a fine artist, or let's say you're a fine artist, right? And you hang your art, you don't always hear all the people looking at your art and their comments about it. Maybe they don't care what you think. Maybe they don't want to hear it. Maybe they don't like it or whatever. But that's fair. But posting it on a public forum, that itself is nothing bad. But then you shouldn't go and read the comments if you don't want the feedback, right? If you just want to showcase your art, that's fine. But then you shouldn't read the comments uh, or try to cipher through the feedback and only read the asspats if that's what you're going for. But for me, posting something online definitely opens up for people giving comments. But it's also an interesting thing. If I think about my art, I hardly ever get any comments about it. That's a bit weird. Like I appreciate feedback and things like that. No one, no one, no one loves me. Oh, my shirt. Let me show it. It's Zelda beer Pilsner t-shirt. You can't go wrong with a Zelda beer. Svensson art. I don't think it gets into the thing about posting art in a public space and wanting getting feedback or wanting feedback. I think it's a little bit of a tricky subject. I mean, if you definitely don't want feedback, you should write it as Pats only, or post your art only on websites and don't on social media. I don't know. I don't know the solution to that. Um, not getting feedback unless you ask for it. It's a bit tricky. Atski, right? Yeah. Well, it's a interesting. I think it's an interesting thing, giving feedback and caring enough to post comments and things like that. It's cool. No one should be forced to give feedback either. I'm just saying that there's an interesting it's an interesting trend that's been going on for quite some time about receiving without giving. Captain jet lag, yeah, yeah, blown up ego. Ivan, yeah. Svensson art. Well, that's not true. That's true. I mean, you wouldn't go up to someone saying, "Hey, you're off key a bit." Um, but in a way, you're asking people to listen, right? So you go up and say, "Hey, I'm going to be playing for you guys. You can listen if you want, but I'll be playing over here." And in a way, theoretically, that opens for you to say, "Oh, I like the way you played," or if he comes and asks, like, "Oh, what did you think?" Well, I like it, but I think you were off key a bit in this section, right? That's a fair comment. Or should you just go, "That was music, period." A statement with no emotions attached to it. It's a little bit of a tricky situation there. Mr. Panka. Maybe. Hey, Mother Hertano. Welcome. You're new. The chat overlay. The reason why I have the chat overlay is because I put these uh, recordings on YouTube as well. And on YouTube, you don't see the chat being played up. Like if you go here on Twitch and you um, load up a previous stream, you'll get the chat window at the same time, right? But a lot of discussions I'm having on this stream is correlation to what someone has written, and I don't always repeat what they've written so that it is recorded so that everyone understands what I'm talking about. So in that sense, I don't have energy to do all that every time I open my mouth or reply to anyone saying anything here. So that's why I have it recorded. So if someone listens to this on YouTube, which, you know, there's quite a few, they can check what I'm talking about just by looking at the text. Says an art. True. I mean, it's true. If you just walk up to him and says it's bad in front of everyone. Yeah, I can agree. I can see that. There's a fair comment. I mean, obviously, a lot of people. I mean, everyone is different, and everyone has different opinions, and they feel different about different things. And I mean, if someone just would straight out say something about my art, I would read it and take it or leave it for what it is. So clearly, you know, everyone is. I mean, you have your point of view, and I have mine, absolutely, and that's the way it should be. And no one should have to listen to feedback unless they want to, and all these things. I completely agree. But then there is also this question about, you know, if you post it in a way where everyone can see it directly, you know, that you put your art in their face without them asking for it. You know, you can see it that way as well, which opens another question set of how to deal with that. You know, in your analogy of the musician, you know, maybe I don't want to listen to music. Yet you're standing there playing. Just playing the devil's advocate here, Svensson, and no intention of going against your opinion or anything. I'm just playing a little bit of what if. I share your point of view. Also, I can see where you're coming from. There's definitely more than one story or one idea. But it's another, like, my point of, you know, you showing your art. I'm not saying you as in you, Svensson, in person, but an artist showing their work, right? So it's not you personally. Um, you're forcing that onto someone else, and that is opening the window to um, feedback. Hey, Novio. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just messing around here with the topic. It was something I was thinking about, and it's definitely something that people have different point of views on. Like what should feedback etiquette. It's an interesting topic, and this I just kind of uh, saw Jamaro's post about him needing traffic to his YouTube site, so that made me think about it, and I think it's it made me take one step further and think about how people act and uh, ask for a lot of things without giving, and then of course we came on to the topic of feedback and feedback etiquette. There was on conceptart.org, um, there was this thing you had to write after a post, um, to show that you're asking for feedback. Without that, you would just get ass pats. And a lot of people, when they introduced that, a lot of people actually didn't write they wanted feedback. They just wanted ass pats, which was an interesting thing of showing people's point of view, know what they're looking for. Like, I don't want to hear the bad, just give me the good. It's an interesting way of seeing things. Svensson art. Well, it's not really. It's just saying, oh, well, you're a busker on the street, you're asking for feedback because you're in a public space. You know, that doesn't necessarily need to be true either. You know, or you're standing and performing in front of musicians. It's not just because you're doing that you're asking for feedback either, right? You're just performing for musicians. And just because you posted on conceptart.org doesn't mean that you're asking for feedback either. To be fair, if you're gonna go with your analogy there. And again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm not gunning for you or anything, Svensson. It's just a discussion here. So just to clarify that, I'm not like picking a fight or anything here. I'm just discussing the topic. Captain Jet Lag, that is hilarious. Man, that's funny. Yeah, but Mr. Panka, yeah, I mean, in a way, you have to write that you don't want feedback, but the trend at conceptart.org was you had to write to get it. Sense in art, right? Well, yeah, I mean that's a fair point. That's a fair point. But you can also you just want aspats then on your professional page to make it look more professional. I mean that's fair. That's fair. Marketing and all that. That's good. I mean, I'm quite sure that you can also switch off comments. and just be able to post your art without anyone commenting. But it's the whole thing as well. Like you're not supposed to. You shouldn't talk bad about yourself either, or you shouldn't pick out your flaws. You should always keep them to yourself and let other people point them out if they see it. This the whole saying as well. Like, you know, never say what mistakes you did. Let other people be the judge of that, right? And that is very common as well when you do portfolio reviews. Now every time now and then someone's starting to shit on their own work, saying like, yeah, I did this wrong here, I did that wrong there, and they're telling me like what their mistakes are. That's another thing that's interesting that sometimes a lot of people will do, where they tell people what's wrong, and that's also a bad thing. But I think in general, getting feedback is great. But like you said, Svensson, I mean, obviously, let's say on my website, people can comment, and if there's a lot of people saying that my art has flaws in it, in you know, they're 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 comment heavy, maybe I should also think that maybe it shouldn't be on my portfolio, and maybe I should take it off, fix the problems, and then put it up, and hopefully there won't be any bad things to say about it. You know, that could also be a fair way of seeing things. You know, rather than, oh no, I don't want bad or constructive criticism on my work because I don't want people to know that I'm flawed. But obviously, if enough people are commenting that something is broken, you know, art directors looking at your work most likely will see that too. You know, they're professionally l- looking at portfolios constantly, so they definitely have the eye for what's right or wrong. Just to again to play devil's advocate here. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm just playing around here, exploring the topic, and my apologies if I offend anyone. It's not meant as an offensive discussion. Um, it's just about exploring the idea, and I like to explore the idea. I mean, obviously not. I'm not gunning for anyone here. That's one ugly ass. I hate it. I tried to save it, but it's just not good enough. Whatever, this is good enough. Well, this was fun. Messy line art, discussion about feedback, people wanting things without giving. Well, it was a good day. Good warm up. Now my brain is all active, in more ways than just one. Awesome. Yeah, yeah. Obviously, people having comments that are arbitrary is, you know, yeah. I agree, Svensson. There's a lot of just fan rage in comment sections as well. Um, Anyways, thanks everyone for coming. Have a fantastic day. evening, night, wherever you are, it's all good. All right, see you tomorrow morning. Thanks for the topic, Michal. The throne, fun to explore. Some Goblin King that is supposed to sit on the throne. And thanks for being involved in the discussion here. Um, all good. All right. Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.